Just got into modded Minecraft? Well, you probably want to know a little bit about Tinker's Construct. Hello everyone and welcome to OMGcraft. I'm your host, OMG Chad. If you have started playing on a mod pack recently, most likely Tinker's Construct is part of it. It is that mod that has that big black contraption that has faucets and liquid ores coming out of it, and it can seem a little daunting in the beginning. So here is a tutorial on some of the basics and things you should know. Now, this is not an overarching walkthrough of every detail in Tinker's Construct. Seriously, this video is way too long as it is, and there's no way to get to every detail, but this is a good basis, a good foundation if you want to start in Tinker's.
So here we are inside of a little Minecraft world, and when you start off inside of a world that has Tinker's Construct, you'll actually be given this book, Materials and You, Volume 1, and this is from Tinker's Construct. And it explains a lot of the things that I'm going to go through. In fact, it's going to explain a lot more of the things that I'm going to go through, because this is just really a beginner's look. It's a spotlight, obviously, of the mod, not really a complete walkthrough. This book has quite a lot, but not everything. In order to get the next book, you put it in your crafting table and you get the second one, Materials and You Volume 2. And it goes through a lot of the extra things, and then you're still not there. As you probably guessed, you get the next book, Mighty Smelting. Okay, you probably didn't guess that. But Mighty Smelting is the next book after that, and it explains the smelting inside of Tinker's, and then finally you get weaponry, and this is the last of the books. Oh wait, a diary of a tinkerer. What is this? Oh, well, I lied. Okay, well, you get a diary of a tinkerer. Any more? Okay, whew, we're done. Whew. So to get started with Tinker's, you are going to first want to make, of course, a crafting table. So this is just a normal crafting table. I'm going to set this one down just to show off that there is something else that you can make out of a crafting table. So you know how a crafting table works. Once you put a crafting table in, you will actually get a crafting station. And then look at the difference it makes. Oh, it's basically the same. So what is the difference between a crafting station and a crafting table? Well, if you ever put anything to a crafting table, let's say these apples, and then you hit escape, the apples fly out and fall on the ground. But inside of a crafting table, or station, sorry, if you open and close, the apples will stay there. So if you're in the middle of working on something and need to go do something over here, you can come back and all of the items are still there, which is really, 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 really nice. So now what you're going to want to make is a few blank patterns, and those are very simple to make. You are going to put in this sort of configuration. I don't think it matters. There you go. Yeah. Whether the sticks are on one side or the other, but you're going to want to make a few blank patterns. And of course, as you can see by the recipe, they're pretty simple to make. So make a few of those. Next, you're going to want to make a whole bunch of items inside of the Tinker's world. By the way, I'm using cheaty mode. So first you can make a, this is a part builder. Oh, and you can see that I've been given the second volume of the book, like I mentioned before. You can make a stencil table. You can also make a chest and place that there, and then put that on top and get a pattern chest. And then finally, you'll want to make a crafting table and then put that on top of there, and you get a tool station. Now, all of these do different things. Let's start off with the stencil table. The stencil table allows you to put in blank patterns into the table and get these patterns out later. This is NEI is kind of covering up. There you go. So this is what this table looks like without all that other messy stuff. I'm going to get into what all these guys do in a bit, but this is how you get stencils. Next, let's go to the part builder, which looks like this bad boy. And the part builder, actually, let's go down the line. Let's make some stencil. You're not gonna know what this is yet, but we'll make this looks like a a pickaxe head pattern. So let's go ahead and make that. So we make one of those, and you can move those around or whatever you want. And then let's come over here. Okay, so we have this thing. We still don't know what it does yet. But it is a pattern. Well, you put the pattern in one side and you put materials in the other, and you'll get whatever the pattern makes out of it. You can also see that the material cost here is 1. So it'll take 1 wood plank to make. But if we come over here, there may be other things that have a material cost that is less. So this tool rod costs 0.5. What's going to happen there? Where's the extra material go? Well, in the case of planks, you're going to get a tool rod, which looks an awful lot like a stick, and a stick. So you're going to get 2 of those things. But if you say use something, let's bring in here, and let's just get plain old cobblestone. Thank you so much, NEI. You put you put cobblestone in, you're going to get a cobble shard out of that, and then you'll get the tool rod. I'm going to throw all these guys on the ground because I like to litter. Next, we're going to move on to the tool station, which looks like this. This is what you would use all of these pieces for. So if I wanted to make this pickaxe, I take this tool rod, which I made before, take this pickaxe, put it here. Wait a second, I need this middle part. What is that? Well, we'd go back over here. We'd say, okay, well, you need to make this thing. That's what it looked like. Okay, pull this out, take it over here, put it in here, take this out, because we already had that. Put this in here. Let's make it out of, I don't know, some stone. I don't know yet. Not a big deal. Take that out, put that here, and then you take it over here and put it in. Wait a second. It makes the pick, but you're in this mode. So you go over to pick mode and you pull the pick out. And there you go. You've made your first item in Tinker's Construct. Now, this is not a very powerful or useful item. It can only mine iron, looks like. And nothing more. So you're not going to get to diamond level or anything like that. Finally, you got your pattern chest. And the pattern chest is pretty cool because all these patterns that you're getting and that you're keeping around here, well, you can put them inside of the pattern chest. Now, the weird thing about the pattern chest is you can't put anything else in. Trying to put in this cobble, trying to put in these apples, doesn't work. So why would you make a pattern chest above just like a normal chest? Like, it doesn't do much. A, it's going to keep all your patterns inside even when you break it. And second, I see this tool station and you open her up and not tool station. You see this guy, part builder, and you open it up and you're like, here, get rid of NEI. Part builder's like, okay, well, I have to go into the thing, grab my stencil, come over here, part builder, put it in there, and then build a part. That seems really difficult, Chad. And here's what you do. You break the pattern chest, you take it and you slap it right onto the back of the part builder, and voila, now you can access the pattern chest from within the part builder, which is an absolute upgrade and it's something that you want to do. So that's really neat. Next, okay, so you've gone through this process and you made a few things like stone stuff and whatnot, but you get some iron and you come in here and you're like, okay, time to make an iron. What? Why won't this make an iron pickaxe? I don't understand. Well, you actually need to start a smeltery. Isn't that right, pig? Right, do a dance. So, in order to make a smeltery, you're going to have to get a few things. First off, you're going to need to go out into the world and get clay, get sand, and get gravel. And you're going to want to make some seared bricks. Well, how do you make these seared bricks? You need grout. I am grout. So you need, like I said, clay, sand, and gravel. And you put them in this configuration and you get 2 grout out of it. You use this and you take it and you put it into a furnace and you smelt it up, and then you get these seared bricks. Once you have the seared bricks, you're going to go over to your crafting station or your crafting table, put them in a little 4x4, and you're going to get some seared brick blocks out of them. I've made a whole bunch of these blocks already. So we're going to use these guys. to build a smeltery. This is going to let us use metal tools with Tinker's Construct. So we're going to start off with a 3x... Wow! Oh my god. Still, once again, you have a use. You start off with a 3x3 area. We have started our smeltery here. We don't need those 2 blocks, and we don't need that block. So you start off with a 3x3, and then you're going to build a wall. Now, if you've done this before, you're probably thinking, Chad, you've already built stuff you don't need to build, and that's because you're going to have to add a few extra bits to this smeltery, and those include a smeltery controller, which is created by a furnace sort of pattern. You're going to need to create some channels. Some of these are drains. They sort of look like a channel there. You're going to want to make at least 2 of those guys. For as many of those that you make, but you could make up to you can make a ton of those if you want. As many of those that you make, you're going to want to make these seared faucets. Okay. You're also going to want to make some pants. I'm just kidding. They're not pants. A casting table, and then also upside down pants, which is a casting basin. Now, I've already made all of these items, as you can see. Oh, and also a seared tank, which is just like the controller, except you need a bit of glass in the middle. Here's the recipe for the tank. Just a bit of glass. Any type of glass, doesn't matter. And that is how you make all of those items. So we are going to go ahead and slap some of these things into the system. So first, we have the controller, which we made. We have some of these drains. So we're going to slap these in here. And you can see that they have a hole on one side and a really massive opening on the other side. Wherever there's these little holes, you're going to put a faucet onto it. And you're starting this really cool multi-block. You're going to put a drain down and a table. And then also, in order to power all of this, you're going to need to put on a seared tank. Once you have all of those in, you can see that the smeltery controller has activated and is ready to use. This is what it looks like without all that NEI stuff. Now, you do need lava in order to power this. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit of lava and throw that inside of here. Bloop. And you can see that this fills up. This is able to be broken. So if for whatever reason bloop, you break this, it will keep the lava inside. Boink. And you can see that our controller turned off. You can see that there's still lava in there. And then when you slap it back on, there you go. It's back and working. Now, with all of this, what does this allow you to do? Well, this allows you to take ores that you found in the world and then put them into the smeltery to smelt up. We're going to use this cobalt ore for just a bit. Now, you can see that I can only put 9 cobalt inside of the smeltery as it cooks up. And if you look at the top, you can see that cobalt working its way and inside of the smeltery. Isn't that really cool? Once this is all done, though, it will lessen. It will compress down a bit, and you'll be able to stick more cobalt. So you're not going to be only able to put say 9 blocks worth. You're going to be able to put a lot more after this has smelted down. If you want to add more space, to add more than just 9, you easily can. I do want to wait until this all smelts in here. You'll see that the cobalt is inside. You can see that we have a lot more space, and we have the cobalt in the bottom. If I take this and throw some more cobalt inside, you'll see that the blocks take up most of the space, and you can't see the liquid cobalt underneath. But if we wanted to add more, all you have to do is build up. Oh man, I'm bad. Build up the sides here. There you go. And now when we enter the controller, you can see that there is even more space, and we're going to put this ardite inside of there. So after that smelts up, we have some cool stuff to check out. But how do you get from this area, which we already made a pickaxe pattern, to building it out of something that is metal. Well, what you have to do is first go over to your pattern builder. You're going to put in a pattern and you have to make it out of something. We're going to make it out of cobble because that's really, really simple. Then you're going to come over to your casting table and you actually set the pick head or the whatever you need to make into the table, and you can see that it is resting there. Now, we can't use, by the way, you may notice that I put Ardite inside, but we got Manulian out of it. That is because this, if I actually hit recipe, I can't remember if I can. Manulian, there we go. Molten Manulian. Oh, I can't give myself. What's the recipe? There we go. You can see that if we put Ardite and Cobalt together, it makes this extra, this new compound. What is that called? A alloy. There we go. That's the word for metals that are mixed together. So that is a new alloy. We will actually need to make not a brass. There we go. Molten aluminum brass in order to make the casing that is required. Aluminum. Aluminum, or here we go. Here's aluminum ore. Oh my gosh, I don't need that many. And we need copper ore, which is right here. So now that we have both of these guys, we can go in here and we're going to drop them in, and we're going to build this up. And this will create the brass that we need to create a casing around this pick head. Okay. And we're going to do that, and we're going to throw some aluminum in there. And you saw that as we grew that tank, it looks like our cobalt and Manulian has shrunk, but really that is just its size in comparison to how big the smeltery is. Now, if we want to get this stuff out of here, and you realize like, oh, well, I don't know what type of compounds we might accidentally make. Well, all you have to do is click on one of them, and it goes to the bottom. We have 18 of this, and then you click on the seared faucet, and it will pour out into this basin, and then you will be able to pull a block of this out. It'll take a moment to cool. It cools into the block, and then you can pull it right on out, which is really, really cool. Now, you may also notice that we made the aluminum brass. There's still a little bit of copper because if you saw the brass, this recipe, whoopsie, this did not have the same amount of aluminum and copper, so we didn't need as much copper. So that's why we have a little bit of copper left inside of our smeltery. By the way, if you're thinking, wait, how do I get all this stuff again? Remember that it's all in your book, and it also tells you exactly how much of each ingot you need. So in order to put the aluminum brass around this pick head, remember that it has to be at the bottom. If it was like, say, cobalt, you'd click and nothing would happen. But if you get aluminum, you come over here, you click, and there you go, it fills up. Then you can click and remove the pick head. There you go, get rid of that. And now you have a head casting. And you're gonna do this, and you can put castings, by the way, inside of the pattern. So now we have all of these castings. What we would do with these castings is come back over, and you can take a casting, drop it into one of inside of the casting table, come back over and choose what you want to cast. So this cobalt here, you'd come over, you could either make this, I don't believe you can make this in the tool station because it is a metal, I believe. Oh, you can. Okay, so you can make this in the tool station. There's one other thing that you may actually want to look at, and that is a tool forge. Tool forge is made by surrounding a tool station with You could do blocks of aluminum. That one's made out of aluminum. It looks like you can make them out of diamonds and all sorts of stuff. But all you really need is iron. So once you get a tool forge, let's give one to me. Then this, cool thing about this, it looks exactly the same as the tool station, but you have expanded to extra things. One really cool thing about all of Tinker's stuff is that if you have this tool forge, you can actually use a crafting station next to a tool forge, and you can use the crafting station as a way to upgrade your tools. What do you mean, upgrade your tools, Chad? That's way neat. Well, if we grab this cobalt pickaxe out of here, let me show you what I mean. If you see when I hold shift, you can see modifiers remaining. There are actually modifiers on these tools. So you can see modifiers remaining right here is 3. And you add modifiers to your tools to make them even better than they are right now. So we have our tool inside of the tool forge. If you take some redstone and just like this, and I may actually want to, there we go, not do that. You can see that it adds this new modifier, and you can see that redstone will add haste, and as you can see underneath the reinforced 2. So you may be thinking, God, that's a lot of redstone. You only get 10. Well, you have to continuously put it through in order to get more. Unless if you're using the crafting station next to the tool forge, like so, where you can actually put down a few of these, and you can see that that is growing to get all 50, which is really, really, really nice. Now, once you go above 50, you'll see that it's saying, whoa, you can't do this. And that's because above 50, you'll use your next modifier. See how there's 1 modifier remaining, and now you're back to 2. You'll use another modifier. Now, some of the cool modifiers that I really want you to know about. First off, there was haste. Next is quartz, which is sharpness. Now, you really don't need this on a pickaxe, but of course, a sword would be super useful. Next is lapis, which would be luck, which is basically another word for fortune, okay? You have that. Then you have a ball of moss. Well, what the heck is this? A ball of moss adds self-repair and is crafted by using mossy stone bricks, mossy cobblestone, anything that has moss, all of that in a 3x3 will give you a ball of moss. And that will auto repair. Next is a silky jewel, which will add silk touch to your item, and that is crafted by surrounding an emerald with silky cloth. Well, how do you get silky cloth? It is pretty simple, just some string around either gold or aluminum brass, which is kind of nice. And then there's one more. Where did it go? Well, I don't see it right here. It is it's the way to auto cook blocks. And so you're like, auto cook, what is that? Well, some things like cobble, like this, whenever it's broken will become cobble, or something like sand, whenever it is smelted would become glass. That will do this for you. And that is using a lava crystal. And you can see the auto smelt is on. In fact, I'll show you what that is. And the recipe for that is using fire charges, blaze rods, and a lava bucket. And remember that fire charges can be crafted quite easily. There we go. Whenever we're breaking things, you can see that we're breaking into smooth stone. Or sorry, this was copper. It is automatically smelting into these copper ingots. So that is a quick introduction to Tinker's Construct.
Great mod to have in any mod pack. It's also really nice because, you know, starting off early inside of a mod pack can be a little daunting, and this you can get pretty good tools relatively quickly. With just some aluminum and some obsidian and some iron, you can make some really, really good alumite tools. Also, don't forget about those modifications. Adding more modifications onto your tools is super useful, and you can add them by a whole bunch of different ways. So look them up. You could do notch apples or blocks of diamond and gold and stuff like that. So add more modifiers onto your tools. Hope you enjoyed this extra long tutorial on Tinker's Construct. Please, if you like this video, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe for more, youtube.com/OMGcraft, and I'll see you next time on OMGcraft. Bye!